right, well, let's try to get this thing started. Look, you guys are so awesome. You actually all beat us into the studio. We don't even have to be here chomping at the bit to get your dose of two-wheel motorcycle bullshit that we deliver up here at Shop Talk. Good to have everybody piling in, even though we were late to the studio. Couple technical gremlins tonight. We're chasing them out of the room right now, but should be good to go. We're going to get started. Great show tonight. Looking forward to talking to all you guys. Let's talk motor pickles. Badger Bader in the house. Rob Miller in with us. Jeremy Sather, 507 Cycle Shop. We've all been there before. That's right. God, you think I can't always wire a shovel head the whole way. What makes you think I could do a damn whole studio full of equipment like this and not get it wrong? I don't know, but so we got it fired up for now, and like I said, great show. Gonna have a lot to talk about when we get started here. Just about 4.5 minutes we're going live. Dennis Stauber in the house, Carrie Schindler with us, Jay Wright, Tom Banks. I know why everybody's here already. They're waiting to find out who our final 12 for the garage build off at SmokeOut is this year, and we got the information right here in our happy little hands. Yes, we do. Johnny Ringo in with us, Deal Stereo, behind Rudy's Fairing, Rob Long, Radar. Man, all of you guys, where you at, Chris? Look, they're calling me out. You guys are tough, man. Tough. Raise the Road. Hey, everybody. Troy Wasnich. Good to hear you. Philip Johns. Josh, what's up, buddy? Steve Broyles in the house. Jason Hallman in from Florida, where they just had the Combat Heroes Bike Fest this weekend. Heard good stuff about that. Raising money for the veterans, always a good time. Greg White in the house from Texas. All our favorites are here. Hey, man, listen, do us a favor before we get started with this. You have 3.5 minutes to do this. Hit the like button, hit the share button, set your alerts so you know every Sunday at 9 p.m. when we go live with Shop Talk, you're ready to ride along with us. If this is your first time on, where the hell have you been? We're going live in just under 3 minutes now. Don't go anywhere. Get a drink, kick back, relax, get ready for Shop Talk. Yeah, Greg White, what is going on with Texas weather right now? It's cold everywhere it's not supposed to be. They told me it's going to be in the teens in Florida this week. Texas is ready to freeze over. Eric Rappaport here from Minnesota to support my homie Jake. Lots of good stuff tonight, man, but I know the builders are all on the edge of their seats waiting to find out who all is going to get the nod and start building their bike for SmokeOut this year. Pretty good. And we got sponsors piling in for that already. Dennis Kirk has signed up to sponsor the builders and get some advanced support. Lowbrow is coming in with that. If you're interested, get a hold of us here at the office. But that's not time for this. This is time for Shop Talk. This is 90 to 120 minutes of all the two-wheel bullshit that we can fit. We do this every Sunday at 9 p.m. on the East Coast through the courtesy of the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio, and we are just 1 minute and 30 seconds away from launching this week's episode. Good times. Big Matt says, I say let's build all 24. Becky Quivers Arling in the house. Right on. Bob K and Keith taking care of you. Tony Tello watching Medford, Mass. Four degrees in Kansas City. Oh my goodness. Colder than a witch's tit. And we know how cold those are. Because in Pennsylvania there's witches everywhere. Clock on the wall says 6 seconds. That's just enough time for me to hit the train whistle, get this thing out of the station and up onto the tracks. Let's go live with Shop Talk. All right, I'm not going to hold on to you guys too long this week. Scooter tramps, chopper jockeys all across the land, welcome to Shop Talk. I'm your host, Chris Callen with Cycle Source Magazine. I'm going to be in charge here partially for the next 90 to 120 minutes of two-wheel motorcycle bullshit. And as always, joined by my faithful companions, my crew.
What are you in charge of?
You're mean.
I don't know. You know what we need to do is anybody do an audio check, Heather, because if people can't hear you, we have a mic cord problem.
If people can't hear me, you did it on purpose. Just so you know.
Nah.
You're mean.
Why am I mean?
Because you were late and then you still make them wait?
Hey.
Really?
What do you mean make them wait?
You made them wait an extra 5 minutes.
It was 6 seconds.
No, 5 minutes. You made them wait through your whole little
David Crump says you got
period.
it. Turn Heather up a little bit. Really? Is this your first time watching this show?
He's mean, y'all. I told him to don't make you wait. Just
move
start
your
the
mic.
show.
Move your mic. Help me. Help you. Help me.
Oh, you want me to be louder?
Yeah, there you go.
So.
Judy Dugan, intro's too long. Now I know who you're getting your cues from. So
no, now I'm gonna bust your balls on behalf of my mother. How long have we been married?
It only
feels like, or actually.
And how long do you say my family's? How do you say my family's name?
All right, I'm done with this.
He's
Hallman, can you turn
mic.
down Chris? That's great. You guys are busting my balls tonight. So, hey, man, listen, if this is your first time here, thanks for tuning in. This is a little program we do. Deal Stereo.
You did not send him your thank you message?
I recorded it, and it was supposed to go on social media. I'm not in charge of social media anymore. Right?
Wow, that was passing the buck.
I'm not.
I'm gonna give you a good one on there.
Kieran, I am so sorry. He tore into that you couldn't even believe.
The truth is, I was 4 days into a fast, and that package showed up and wrecked my diet.
He was
wrecked
like, yeah,
my diet.
Whatever.
Yep.
Fast what?
So anyway, if this is your first time watching, we do this show every week, Sunday, 9 p.m. on the East Coast, through the courtesy of the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio. We go through all kinds of motorcycle talk. It's basically a way to blow off the week and get ready for another one. We do a little bit of entertainment. We do some interviews with guests. We start the whole thing off with a segment we like to call the news.
The Shop Talk World Report is brought to you by Law Tigers. Get the compensation you deserve and get back on the road with Law Tigers.
So first up in the news tonight, in from the AMA celebrating 100 years. Congratulations to them, man. That is a monumentous achievement. American Motorcycle Association is gearing up for a year-long historic celebration as it proudly commemorates its 100th anniversary in 2024. For a century, the AMA has been at the forefront of promoting and protecting the interests of motorcyclists, creating a vibrant community of enthusiasts dedicated to the joy of riding. So, killer video on there. I advise you guys to go on the AMA's website and check out the video as it goes through the years. Unfortunately, for the YouTube police, it also has music, and it's going to throw flags up on our show. So we're not playing it here, but it's pretty badass and pretty awesome to think that for 100 years now, the American Motorcyclists Association has been there for us all.
I threw a link to the article in the comments, so if people want to go check it out for themselves, they can, and they can watch that video.
There you go. Look how good you are. See? This comes in from AIM Expo, or Motorcycle Power Sports News, I'm sorry, from the AIM Expo, Triumph's British Invasion Tour.
Oh, boy.
Offering an exclusive first look at its newest models. Triumph Motorcycles coming to a city near you, offering an exclusive first look at its newest models, including the TF 250X, Scrambler 400X, Speed 400, and more. Join Triumph for light food, beverages, activations, live music, and more. Complete list of all the cities they're going to hit. I don't see Pittsburgh there anywhere, Mark.
I'm like, Philadelphia's there? What's light food? I want to know what the light food is.
That's why there's no Pittsburgh.
I
get it.
Like, what's going on?
Unless Pittsburgh's the only city that puts French fries on salad.
Hey, Triumph, what's wrong with you guys? You don't like pierogies or what? I don't understand.
Come and go downtown. I don't like
Walt
fries on my
Lumpkin.
sandwich, but I'll
Hi,
take it on
Walt.
my salad.
What's that?
Walt Lumpkin is here. Hi,
Oh, right
Walt.
on. All right. Also coming in from MPN, final 5 custom builders selected for AIM Expo's Custom Bike Showcase. Brian Butera, Tim Dixon, Oliver Jones, Anthony Robinson, and Paul Weidman will be joining. Bike builder Kevin Dunworth, curator of AIM Expo's 2-wheel custom showcase, has chosen the final 5 builders for the 24 AIM Expo showcase. Just read the names. Let's not have to repeat ourselves. We'll be joining David Chang, Larry Couric, Casey Elkins, Roy Martin, and Mark Rabideau. Is there a Mark Rabideau?
I don't know.
Pretty
There's a
sure
Mike.
that's supposed to be Mike, unless there's a not-so-magic Mark Rabideau.
I wonder if this means Anthony's going to be building a new bike this year. I always like seeing what Anthony does. He's like, he always does a
He
nice
does.
bike. He
Yes.
really, really does. He's got such a good eye. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does.
Teal Stereo Yins know. He's got my number. Obviously, he sent me a big fat loaf of pork roll.
He's rationing it though.
I am. I cut it up into quarters, man, and I put it.
We didn't have that this weekend.
Huh?
Oh boy,
Too bad. So sad.
I got to start the weekend all over again.
Coming in from Dealer News, shifting gears. Check it out. The Motorcycle Riders Foundation has formed a council to review the challenges that independent motorcycle dealers and custom bike builders face. The new council will provide a channel for their interest as motorcycle industry stakeholders to be addressed by MRF lobbyists in Washington, D.C. Forefronting this band of brothers will be industry veteran Bob Kay, who said, "I'm extremely pleased with the team we've been able to put together," claims Kay. The mission to focus lobbyists on our right to repair and modify. The Independent Motorcycle Aftermarket Network will be a forum through which the efforts to campaign for those rights can be protected and developed. Chaired by Kay, initial AMA council membership includes Keith Ball from BikerNet, Chris Callan from Cycle Source Magazine, Scott Hakens from SNS, Steve Broyles from Stevenson Cycle, John Jessup from Dream Rides, Jason Hallman from Cycle Stop USA, and John O'Brien of Hardcore Cycles. You guys want to keep an eye on this because we're just now planning our Daytona meetup, and everybody's invited to that. You know, we usually throw out coffee and donuts, and it's your opportunity to speak to the leadership of Motorcycle Riders Foundation and now the IMA, to speak to Bob Kay, to speak to these cats directly, tell them what your issues are and what you're facing out in the real world.
Can we have it at Giuseppe's again?
I don't know. We were talking about maybe moving it to the Iron Horse.
But Giuseppe's has best breakfast pizza.
Real
Did-
nice.
did you
Come
turn-
on, I
Forgot
have
that
ulterior
breakfast roll.
motives. Come on. Damn it.
Oh, Professional
Pizza.
Monkey. Hello, all. I'm at the Zach Sabbath show right now and can't watch. I can't wait to hear if I'm coming to Salisbury as a contestant or just to have fun. Best of luck to everyone.
I don't feel bad for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
And we're not telling you ahead of time just because you're at a concert.
No. Actually, we should just make him wait.
So listen, I am going to be fair to all the builders because you guys are packed in here. Like,
You're not going to make him wait till the end?
I'm going to make them wait until after our guest.
Okay.
So we're going to get to our guest first because it would be unfair to him. We're going to take a look at a feature bike real quick. On the other side, we're going to talk motorcycles and coffee. Stick around. You're watching Shop
Oh,
Talk.
your two favorite things.
Yes.
Out of Focus is brought to you by Garage Build. Submit your build, share your passion. Powered by Dennis Kirk.
My name is Hunter Heemscher. I'm from Burnsville, Minnesota. So this is a 2006 Harley-Davidson 1200 Sportster Custom. So all of the custom paint is done by myself with the help of my good friend's dad, Chad. We also did the Andrews N4 cams inside the case here with Seth, Barry, and Trent Blome, my good friends. And then everything that's on the pipes or anything like that is powder coated by myself, again, with the help of Chad. Did a 2-inch riser up on the bars here, and then a 2-inch tank lift with the help of my father, Derek Heemstra. We used 661 aircraft grade aluminum for that. And then did the lowbrow customs Kirker exhaust 2-to-1 there. So it took it's still ongoing. The project probably took about 3 years to get where I was happy with it. I was actually deployed for a whole year, so I had to take some time off for that. Then in between semesters and college, with the help of my younger brother, Brandon, and my father, we got a lot of it nailed down. So the biggest challenge for me during this process is probably all the different knickknacks with Harley, getting to learn that field. I grew up riding motocross, so it's a lot different riding the Japanese type made bikes. But one pinpoint thing is the front wheel. Learning how to relace wheels and then true them was very difficult. And then also I was realizing how much effort went into painting and the prep work there. Best memory of this project was probably when we put the cams in. We did over 2 days, and then we got the cams installed. It was the first snowfall in Minnesota here, and we just gotten it done. We fired it up, it started and everything, and then as soon as we're test driving it, snow actually started falling down. I've always liked the Harleys and everything. I never owned one, and I grew up, like I said, racing motocross. I actually had an XJ 550 Maxim made by Yamaha that built into a cafe racer. I sold that to my brother, moved on to the Harley. I thought it was a good way to cut my teeth in the Harley world. But I just wanted to go with a like the 1930s type look, but still modern day. So I thought the Sportster was the best platform for that, and I think that it's bare bones, but still has the cool features of a modern day Harley. So my name is Hunter Heemscher. I'm from Burnsville, Minnesota. I'm a Dennis Kirk garage builder.
The only thing standing between you and the open road is some garage time with the right parts and accessories to make your motorcycle roar. And that's why riders everywhere choose DennisKirk.com, the one stop you need to get your Harley back on the road. Our knowledgeable tech staff will help you navigate our more than 185,000 parts, apparel, and accessories that are ready to ship today, with free shipping on all orders over $89. So tune up your ride and get ready for the next adventure. Ride more, wait less. Dennis Kirk.
Hey, it's Billy from Twisted Tea. We're live in Sturgis and you're watching Shop Talk.
Hey, this is Chris from Skip Ad. Hey, this is Chris from Skip Ad. Hey, this is Chris from Cycle Source Mag. Are you kidding me, man? Skip Ad. Okay, so are you tired of the skippable ads, the mid-roll ads, the ad at the end, the you have to watch this ad?
Yes!
Yeah, us too. Get over to Grease and Gears TV. There's no ads.
What?
It's just motorcycle television. God, I love that commercial. Well, welcome back to the Dennis Kirk studio. You're watching Shop Talk as we plow through the hour of motorcycle fun. Grease and Gears is, man, it's doing really, really good. I'm so stoked. We've been adding great content. I'm getting to do a lot more of the long form stuff now. So you guys that have been subscribed, we're looking for your feedback. Yeah, we want to know. What do you want to see more of? Heather, you got the giggles tonight? What's the deal?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm overtired. We didn't get our usual December break, and I think it's really adversely affecting me, to be quite honest.
Mark, you're uncomfortably quiet tonight.
I fell asleep like 20 minutes ago.
Do you have where's your second hat?
I don't know what the hell's going on. I haven't gotten
We
that
need
yet.
to make it for him.
Yeah, what is? I'm going to need 3 now, apparently, for Heather.
I know.
What color are we going to use for Heather?
I don't know.
Black.
We need multiple.
No.
hats.
Easy.
Whoa, hey.
Was Heather in the devil's lettuce? Mark, can you imagine? Can you imagine Heather high on pot?
That may be why I'm quiet. I don't know about Heather.
What the hell?
What the hell?
Oh, you would probably kill. I couldn't even imagine.
It'd be so much fun.
Oh,
No, I don't know.
I would
don't think I
record
would
the
like...
whole thing.
We need to
No.
There
try
would be. I'd do one of the mix overs like the kids do on TikTok with you doing stupid shit while you were high.
Do you think? I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Last
I don't
time-
think I would. Well, I mean, I know I wouldn't like it. I'm probably the only person ever. I was like, I'm going to try this. And I went and I bought edibles and I got scared and I gave them away.
Are you kidding me?
Last time Dana did it, I had to drive her home from the garage.
No, I did. I was like, because I've never done anything like that ever. Like, I've never smoked pot. I've never done any drugs, whatever. So when I went fall foliage run, I went to a dispensary with the girls, and and one of them's like kind of a doctor, and she's like, yeah, try this and try that. And I bought some, and I got scared, and I gave them to my brother.
Well, we can tell you that what you didn't do, we did for you. So
Right.
we got
I
you
just
covered.
couldn't do it.
Oh, so hey, listen, man, our guest this evening, and we're going to get to him now before people have more fun at Heather's Mercy with the devil's lettuce. Andy Myers from Motorcycles and Coffee. Met Andy. Well, I actually met Andy before with his other company, but met Andy under the banner of Motorcycles and Coffee when we were in Arizona for the Chopper Friends Throwdown, and got to talking about stuff, and really really great conversation. But I didn't know how deep his story was until we were in pre-show and just talking about some of the pictures that he put up, and like, man, heavy, right? Seriously.
Yeah. There's a little more to him than you thought.
So it's going to be a great conversation. We're going to get him on here now before Heather giggles a couple more times and we have to actually make her pee in the cup.
Just Hanging Out in the Shop is brought to you by Spectral Oils. Made in the USA since 1966, the best oil on planet Earth.
Andy, what's up, buddy?
How are you guys tonight?
Oh, we're good. I think Heather might be stoned.
No,
Yeah,
that's don't
I
say
can't hear her
things
at
like
all,
that.
so I don't know what she's saying, but she looks crazy on the pictures there.
You can't say things like
She's
that.
all
I'm the
shaking
only
around
one
and
that's
stuff, so that's
never
good.
done that.
Well, we're saying it, and you can't. He can't hear you, so we can say whatever we
See,
want.
she's apprehensive to own that shit because her mom's watching tonight. And she's,
No, Christopher Lewis
That's
Callan,
why
I
Mike's
will
not working.
stab you.
So, Andy, man, I have to apologize for not knowing more of your story. Like, I was super impressed right off the bat when you started telling me about your beginnings with Champa.
Yeah, Champa's a legacy brand. 26 years we've been doing it. Started off, I've been making gear and clothes for companies since I was a little kid, me and my wife. And we were making a bunch of stuff for big companies, and we lost everything. And ended up being in the back end of a Sonoma S10 Chevy truck. And we pretty much broke, living in the streets basically, pretty much. And did our first event here in Arizona. It was at Arizona Bike Week Original out on Grand Avenue. And all we had was 4 little milk crates and a piece of wood and some product that I made up. And the big story behind that was products, but that's a different story. And we sold everything in the first couple minutes. It was pretty amazing. It's 110 degrees as usual for Arizona Bike Week, and yeah, everybody bought stuff, and it was it was pretty amazing actually. We sold everything we made out of the back end of our truck. Biker community rallied around. Right after that, Bob Drone Oakland Harley Davidson contacted us and placed the first order. Day after that, Rick Conley at Custom Chrome called me, and it all began there. And then we were still kind of in the back end of the truck. And that picture right there is us in front of Bob Anderson's store up in Sturgis. And when we first started, we just went up there as 2 broke homeless kids, and we set up our little booth. And the man who gave us our setup shanghaied us and put us in a really, really bad location. Bob Anderson there, one of the original guys for the Sturgis rally, he walked by and asked me what I was doing, what us kids were doing out there, and walked us over to his store there, that Anderson Hardware there on Main Street in Sturgis, and made all the vendors move out of the way and gave us a spot. And you can see that trailer in the back, and where that trailer is where we slept in our truck the first couple years, right there, right at the back door there. We'd stay there every year, and Bob was a good man, and that's a good place. That's a good people, man. And ever since then, biker communities kind of rallied around the old Champa brand. And Champa, we went on some hard times these last about 4 or 5 years with that, so we've moved on to some other things. But yeah, it was humble beginnings, and we continue that humble trait.
You know, the reason why I just wanted to give you the space to talk about some of this, man, is people hear me say stuff like motorcycles saved my life, and I can tell you stories about guys that I know that showed up in and around this culture, and I won't even say it's about the business, but the culture and the community that the business is ingrained in. There's stories everywhere. There's so many stories like that somehow the right people find the people that need, you know, a little shove or a place to be, or, you know, a little bit extra. And it's so great to hear it in a company like Champa, because for how many years, like, we've all just seen the packaging, and, you know, you get this idea in your head that it's this company that's pumping out product and stuff. And it's so awesome to hear that story.
Yeah, we still make everything in-house. I design everything. We don't import from China. My factory is in Mexicali in Baja, California. We're Baja kids, me and my wife. And yeah, we still own the factories. We still manufacture everything. We still hand make stuff right in-house, custom make stuff. I was making stuff over the weekend for my upcoming trip. We cut and sew everything, and I think that's been the death of us, is that we make everything ourselves. So
that's amazing, though.
We're moving with the times now, I guess.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. So, I mean, you know, we have a vested interest in your upcoming trip, because we're motorcycle diehards. Like, I've been 49 of the 50 states now. I've ridden most of the provinces of Canada. I love motorcycle adventure stories, and I cannot wait to see how this thing unfolds for you. So you're literally, when are you leaving for this trip?
So I ride quite a bit. I've ridden all over the world on any kind of bike, basically everything from a Vespa to dirt bikes, Harleys, Ducatis. And this trip is on a Yamaha Tenere, and I'm going to head down through Central America, the first leg, and I'll be stopping at all kinds of different coffee plantations and stuff, and doing interviews there and checking out what's going on and all of that. Picture there is me in Cambodia with heat stroke. I did a 1,200-mile dirt bike ride with my buddy Rennie, and it hit me pretty hard at that, right there in that picture.
So I'm especially jealous of this trip that you have coming up, because I am as much about coffee as I am motorcycles. I think that was the first thing when we first met, and you were like, you know, told me the name of your brand, Motorcycles and Coffee. I was like, this is perfect. This is obviously my brother from another life. But
I love coffee. I mean, I drink. I like having a beer now and then. I like that and all that. But I really love coffee. I like getting up in the morning, like everyone. Most people, I should say, not everyone. And I like having coffee. And I waited 5 years for these trademarks. And when I got the Motorcycles and Coffee trademark, I got it on the restaurants, the coffee itself, and the apparel. And I was like, this is it. And I shut down basically everything except Champa and my expos. And I put full foot forward in this. This is all I'm going to do is Motorcycles and Coffee from here on out. My retirement plan. That's all I want to do. Ride, share great stories, talk with folks, enjoy the day, listen to loud music, and enjoy it, you know?
So tell me a little bit about the story of Motorcycles and Coffee. Tell me what it is. Where can people see what you're doing with this?
So Motorcycles and Coffee is like everything in my life brought together. Finally, I have a place where I can just, kind of like a guy who wants to have a bar when he retires or something, you know? It's kind of like that. I just want to go out, and we go out to all these big events. We started Americade, Daytona Bike Week, everything. Sit around, set up big shops, and sit around and chit-chat with everybody, and really, really have a nice time. And like, again, I like art, I like music, I like fashion, I like motorcycles, I like travel, but most importantly, I like coffee, and I love to listen to people's stories and to be able to communicate with them through my years of 28 years of doing nothing but backcountry riding and all that. It's pretty cool to hear stories and chat with people and be at all the events. And then our goal is to open brick and mortars at the end of the day.
Right on.
Tennessee.
Are you planning on videoing all this? Like all this is going to be sort of like, documented? How's that going to go?
Sure. So if you ever go to Motorcycles and Coffee on YouTube, there's 2 channels right now. One has only a couple videos, but the main one has 82. And those are videos I've done of rides around the world, like everything from Mongolia to Ecuador, South America. You pick a place, and I'm reviving that, but I'm going to revive that in a documentary film style with Motorcycles and Coffee I really want to go to coffee plantations around the globe. I want to experience that and share that with the community. And of course, the only way I'm getting there is by bike. But we just built a bike. We built a Yamaha Tenere for this trip. It's all decked out. It's just me going on this ride, and hopefully I'll be back. I'm just going to drop the bike down in Panama, fly home, do Daytona and all that. And then after Sturgis, when the show season ends for me, I'll jump back on the bike after Sturgis and head from Colombia down through South America.
Does your wife, Heather wanted to know, does your wife normally travel with you?
Not on the bike, not on these kind of trips. I mean, we and the kids are at every single motorcycle event there is. The kids have grown up in the motorcycle community. They have literally been to every motorcycle event there is just about in this country. Matter of fact, my son yesterday was like, "Are we going to the Biltwell Parts and Labor Show?" And he's 10, you know. So, and it would be his second year there, but they're seasoned. I mean, they grew up doing this, so yeah, they go. People think I'm crazy to bring my kids with me to all these bike rallies, but I take them. But no, my wife does not go with me on the rides.
No.
Do you have any questions?
How'd you get into motorcycling? I mean, obviously, coffee, like, most.
That's an easy one.
Yeah.
Bikes are just second nature to me. I like every kid, I grew up riding BMX and doing freestyle. I was on stunt teams and stuff like that. Then I morphed into dirt, what do you call it? Downhill mountain biking, cross country, any kind of bicycling. I've bicycled most of the Mexico, Central America, Europe, Eastern Europe by myself. And then that all just translated into bikes, and I wanted to find a different way to get around as opposed to just pedaling all the time. And I've been everywhere on the bike, man. I love the bike. I can't, and the motorcycle community in a whole, it's the best. I can't explain it. If you have any questions about any of the pictures there, like that picture right there, that's the highest roads in the world over the Himalayas. I did on a Royal Enfield. I got to go back. They opened a new high road, so I got to go do that. And so I'll do that sometime soon. That's a ride I did through Rajasthan, India on Ducati Scramblers when the Ducati Scrambler just came out. We rode all along the Pakistan border on those. It's pretty amazing.
How do you pick your trips?
It just depends on where I go. I'm really big into Ancient Aliens, man. So I go anywhere where there's crazy shit to see. If there's crazy shit, I want to see it, right?
Yeah,
and of course,
Aliens is super awesome.
Yeah, I love that show. It opens your eyes to different ways of thinking about the world, right?
Yeah, the first time I met James Root, we sat and talked about. You'd figure, Slipknot, the whole 9 yards, and we sat and talked about Ancient Aliens for like 2 hours. So never even talked about music.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
man. That's
great
awesome.
guy.
That's awesome. Yeah, so and of course we're Baja kids, so everything down in Baja. That's that picture right there. The gentleman in the center is Andy Grider in the white. He's Baja champion, Dakar racer, and Roman Maniacs racer, and he's one of my riding partners. And the guy standing next to us is the ambassador to Cambodia when we rode dirt bikes backcountry through Cambodia.
Wow.
And the other 2 guys on the side is Rennie Tripmacher behind me, the shortest guy in the picture, and he's raced Baja with us. And then on the far right, left, where you're looking at, in the blue shirt is Josh Rigsby, and he's my riding partner. I ride all over the world, and we race Class 1 in Mexico and Baja 1000 and all that. We haven't done it in a while. But that's Cambodia, that's Vietnam, northern roads through Vietnam, done it twice, 2 different segments.
Rick.
Of course, Rick Fairless and me go way back from when I used to help put on the Discovery Channel biker build-offs. They used to host those at our events here in Arizona. They did them I used to put on the Arizona Motorcycle Expos for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And they would host those Discovery Channel biker build-offs at our event. So me and Rick go way back.
So Heather has a question in real quick. Where would you never go again, and where would you go 100 times more?
Never again? I don't have anywhere that I really would not go again. Maybe Mongolia. Mongolia was boring. We rode through the Gobi. I go with a lot of course, Jesse Rook right there, one of my good friends. Mongolia, pretty flat, boring, not real exciting, not a lot of culture. Just the best thing about it is just an endless highway for a guy on a dirt bike, because there's no highways, no roads. There's only one paved road through Mongolia, and you avoid that like the plague, and you can just balls out, hammer down. Those are the highest passes in the world right there, and I've done them. Where would I go a million times again? I love India. India is a great place to ride. Amazing. I don't know. It's just an experience to go to. Anywhere in Southeast Asia is fun. Always Baja. I could live there for the rest of my life forever.
I have to ask you this though. So you say India is so much fun for you to ride. Every picture I've ever seen, and I'm not lucky enough to have been to India, but every picture I ever see, it looks like you're literally taking your life into your own hands anytime you get near any city center.
Oh, you are. I've been hit by a semi. Best wreck in the world. I was riding the Ducati Scramblers back to my hotel in New Delhi, India, and heard the brakes screeching behind me. Popped it in second, pulled the clutch, did a drag bike start as hard as I could, and right out into traffic. And the semi behind me still hit me, but his front bumper, like a Lego, went between my wheel and the fender on that Ducati and just locked in and pushed me down the street into the intersection. And I came to a stop sitting there. I never hit the ground. The bike never hit the ground. Nothing ever went down. Wow. But it was a complete mob scene. I mean, everybody was yelling at me that I did something wrong because I tapped my brakes. And we had a pretty big mob around us, and my riding partner over there, his name is Sid, and I ride with him all over the world. That's him right there. And he's like, "Don't take your helmet off. Don't take your helmet off." So I didn't take my helmet off. He called the local motorcycle gang, club, whatever you want to call them. And within like 2 minutes, I had 200-300 people around me wanting to kill me for causing this accident. And then all this bike club showed up, man, like 100 of them. And that crowd was dispersed really quick, and we motoed on. It was pretty crazy, actually. But yeah, it's hectic in the city centers, but once you get countryside, it's just to see the sights. It's pretty amazing. It's a pretty amazing place. I mean, anywhere in Europe's beautiful as well, right? So yeah, there's just some beautiful places. It depends on if you're going for culture, backcountry, and all that. It depends on how you want to ride.
We have a couple questions real quick, man. Put Ioana, which is one of our garage build off guys that's waiting to hear about that, said you should try Indonesia. Robin Higginbottom says, how do you prepare for extreme high altitude rides?
So on some of those rides, when you ride in the Himalayas, Royal Enfield has a really great support group. I mean, Royal Enfield is the motorcycle of choice in India, right? Or Nepal. So when you're riding on those big high roads, you get into the Royal Enfield service centers like in Leh, Lakkadieh, those kind of places. And those guys know how to jet those bikes pretty well. So they take care of that. And then as far as riding, we take Boost, which is canned air, canned oxygen. And fortunately, I've never, ever needed it. Me and Sid have never needed it. I trained at altitude for pro mountain biking and for years, so never needed the oxygen, but we carry a thing called Boost, and you can get it like in REIs and stuff like that.
How about Indonesia? Didn't you list that as one of the places you've ridden already?
Me, personally, I've ridden all through Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam. Never have been into Indonesia yet. Not Indonesia. One place I'd like to go, though. Met a great group of guys up at Sturgis this past year from Indonesia, and they all were like, come on down, you know?
I got to tell you how amazing this is.
Right?
Like, honestly, to hear the story about how at the beginning of Champa, you lost everything.
Yeah.
And we're pretty much homeless.
living in a truck, pretty much homeless, and you have literally ridden this entire world. Like, what an amazing life you've had.
Yeah.
I've been blessed. Me and my wife don't take any of it for granted. We work every day. I worked all day today. I just got here just to be with you guys, building all the safety vests for King of the Hammers. And my little girl and my boy, they go with us everywhere. That's down in Baja because I raced the 350th anniversary cars for the Baja 1000 this past couple years, and some historic vehicles there. So we built them a van to ride in, so they go all the way from the border of Mexico all the way to Cabo with us every year.
That's awesome.
On our races. So that's pretty cool.
I think we have a picture of the van, right?
I don't know if you got the van, but you might have some of the cars. No, that's not my van. That's just a van down by Puerto Citos. That was no, that's not it. That van right there is the what are they called? I can't remember, but they race those vans. They race them in Baja. And me and that guy,
that's awesome.
Yeah, me and that guy duked it out. I was racing a Myers-Manx Toad, the 50th anniversary of the Myers-Manx Toad, which, if you guys know the Myers-Manx, that looks like the Scooby-Doo car that you always see. So Mr. Manx, you showed a few pictures of him there earlier with me standing next to him. But we would duke it out with those guys. Those guys and the vintage Porsches, we'd all race together back and forth down through Baja.
So Myers-Manx, is that the guy you were standing with the book? Is that
is Bruce Myers.
Right on.
So Bruce, that car right there, and this is how you know what this is for motorcycling, right? So the car that I raced for him was called the Myers-Manx Toad, TOW''D. So back in the day when the very first Baja 1000 started in '67, there was like one or two cars, but most of it was all bikes, right? And so he built the Toad to pull the bike guys out of the desert if they had a problem or something. But it also raced. So for the 50th anniversary of that car, we rebuilt it. Well, I didn't. Lyman Shear, who's extremely important in this conversation, yes, that car right there. He rebuilt that car and we raced it, and we made it all the way down. We made 1,000 miles.
Wow.
That's so cool.
We've rebuilt 3 of the 50th anniversaries cars. The very first car to ever race the Baja 1000, we rebuilt it and I raced it. I was the driver. I didn't. Yeah.
Okay, so I have to apologize to you because we send out a little pre-show questionnaire where we just get some backstory information. And Heather told me today that she got an answer back. You were like, "Hey man,
it's gonna be way complicated."
Yeah, I can't fill this thing out, and I'm thinking, wow, man, help us out here a little bit. We want to try to be professionals and stuff. And now I understand, how in the hell were you going to put all this on a one-sheet answer?
Can you ask him a couple questions for me?
It's a lifetime. It's not just something it's not what I do. It's a complete lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's waking up every morning and doing this for, like I said, today we're making all the stuff for, I don't know if anyone on this forum knows or the show knows what King of the Hammers is, but it's a big part of my life. And
tell us about that.
So that's the largest off-road event in the world next to Dakar, and it happens in California. But they have King of the Motos, which Champa sponsored. It's a hard enduro race. It's one of the hardest motorcycle races in the United States, period. And then King of the Hammers is the largest event. It's kind of like Burning Man, about 300,000 people out there. But as my part in it, I make all the safety apparel for it. So I make about 1,000 plus safety vests just for all the people that are out there managing it.
Wow. Cool.
But anything to do with Baja or off-road racing. I own the Dirt Expo, which is the largest off-road show in the country now. So we put that on at exactly where Arizona Bike Week is at Westworld in Scottsdale. I ran out that entire place, and I've been doing that for 25 years. Huh. That's the Class 1 car for us. Oh. There's the original Baja Bug. So that's the 1970 Baja Bug. that was raced by Sal Fish back in 1970. Sal was the patriarch of the Baja 1000, and we rebuilt that whole thing to pay tribute. And for the 50th anniversary of that car, we raced it a couple years ago. The gentleman in the picture, his name is Lyman Shear, which is very important on this program because not only has he completed 13 Baja 1000, he is the founder of the Rocky Point Rally.
Yeah.
He is one of the main guys who helped start and manage Arizona Bike Week. So he is my riding partner, and he is the chief mechanic of everything I do.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. Like Arizona Bike Week keeps coming up, and there's a lot of questions about that. You know, what this year is going to look like, what that event is going to look like moving forward.
Yeah, I don't know what happened after Brad passed away. I don't know who's running all that. I don't know much about what takes place at Arizona Bike Week for a long time. I've recently, Paul Yoffe's wife Susan invited us back there this year. We hadn't been back in years, mainly because I had children, so I took some time off. And I don't know. I know with the passing of Brad and some things that's going on out there, I know Mark of Bradshaw, you know, over at the Hideaway and the Roadhouse, and what he's done out at Cave Creek. That's a pretty phenomenal thing on its own stance.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with Laughlin Riverman. I mean, they did the bullhead thing last year. I didn't go to King of the Baggers. I didn't go to Atlanta for Moto America. I went out to that, and it can use some help. It can really use some help. There's nothing wrong with it. It's definitely a cool thing, but we could use some help. That's Jesse Rook's dad, James Rook.
I wanted to bring this up, dude, because you said that you and Jesse were tight. Like, that's such a great picture.
So when Jesse passed away, I got a phone call. I was down in Baja doing the San Felipe 250, sleeping in the back of my truck out in the desert, and I got that phone call, and I was pretty hot. You know, I was pretty hot. You can ask the people that were involved, but I won't say names or anything. And then I got another call from another individual, pretty hot, and that was a real big inspiration for me to do the motorcycles and coffee thing. I called my wife that night and I said, if we truly get these things, this is what we're doing. We're doing a big thing because of this. Because this isn't the first bike friend I've lost to drinking and riding.
Yeah.
And knowing that Jesse laid in the ditch for a while there texting people and nobody went and got him was pretty frustrating as well.
Yeah.
But James is good. We actually have a couple of Jesse's bikes. Just debating on what we're going to do. You know, Tony's got them. I don't have them. It's up to Tony, whatever Tony Ortega wants to do with them. But I'd love to put them back on display. I'd love to have them out there. But that's up to Tony and James.
So Heather has a couple questions. Poor Heather. Anybody that's watching, we were asking if you guys could hear Heather. Something happened last week in the studio, and our guest can't hear Heather, and it's killing her. I can see her in the monitor just pissing herself because she
questions, and I'm like, damn it! And he's like, type them. I'm like, I have been. You're not reading. Damn it!
So Heather's questions.
I've asked a couple of them already.
You have. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate you.
She wants to know, are you going to write a book? Where is the best coffee? And how do you plan your trips? Do you use guides and Sherpas, or what's the deal?
Say that again?
So, are you going to write a book? Where is the best coffee? And how do you plan your trips? Do you use guides and Sherpas, or how do you go about it?
So, writing a book, I don't know. Parents say do it. My dad's the last one alive, but my wife says do it. People say it. I don't know. Maybe one day. Do I use guides? For some of the stuff I try to use Nat Geo guides. So we can get the best quality rides possible. Like the Gobi Desert, we did that. I didn't like the Gobi, so I told the guide, let's go somewhere else. I want to ride somewhere cool, so we went north. That was about 1,400 miles of backcountry ride, and that was quite the adventure. And when I go to certain countries, I have a lot of friends that are world riders, so we all kind of get together and ride together. But most of the time I try to take a local. So in India, I ride with Sid. Nepal, I ride with Vishnu, Visha, whatever his name is. In Southeast Asia, me and Rennie ride together. He lives in Cambodia, is fluent in Khmer, Cambodian, and I speak Thai, so that helps us a lot getting around all through those countries. I speak a little bit of Lao as well. But yeah, guides help. You definitely don't want to get into situations where you go places where you can't speak the language and you get backcountry. This ride I'm doing through Mexico and Central America, I don't need a guide. I've bicycled it before. Plus, I lived in Guadalajara. I used to be a professor at the Tec de Monterrey, and I taught the history of Mexico to Mexicans before I started Champa. So owning businesses in Mexico and Central America, that's just second place for me. It's kind of easy. So yeah, guides are a must. If you're going to go places and you want to go backcountry, I would highly suggest getting a guide. Cortez did it. All of our great adventurers in America did it. You know, everybody from Roosevelt, Lewis and Clark, they all had guides. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's actually something to be proud of. If I go fishing somewhere in Alaska, Patagonia, wherever I go fishing in the world, I take a guide. He knows better than I do where to go. So I want to see it all. I'm not going to waste my money, right?
Listen, I have to ask you this honestly. Do you only look like you're in your 40s and you're actually 123
Right?
years old? Because
That's what
I'm an old man. I'm old.
Dude.
I'm 55.
Well, you don't look like you're 55,
you've
but the
lived
stuff that
3
you've done,
lifetimes.
yeah, the stuff that you've done is many, many more years than 55. My God. And what a treat for your children too. You know, one of the things when Heather and I really started traveling a lot, we got to take our daughter to a lot of the places that we went, but the most important stuff were the places in the middle that, you know, we got to show her firsthand accounts of history in the United States. But my God, the gift that you must be able to give your children through all this.
They live it, man. They get to do some pretty cool stuff, you know. They get to go, and they've been to Sturgis, they've been to Daytona, they go every year to Americade because we keep the cabin up there for almost, now it's been 20 something years of doing Americade. And Sturgis, of course, this will be our 26th or 27th year at Sturgis.
Wow.
And so the kids get to go. They go to AMA Vintage Days, Barber Vintage Days. I made that flyer for Americade. I said, can I make a flyer for Americade? And they were like, well, you know, we have our own stuff. I made that. And they're like, of course you can use that. So, yeah, so the kids, yeah, they're blessed, man. I'm a very fortunate individual. And I'm blessed to be able to do what I do. And I'm very lucky to have my children with me to go do it too.
Wow.
Oh, dude, I'm humbled. I'm humbled by your story. I really am. I'm so grateful you come on with us tonight and share it a little bit with us. And I will tell you this, like, you know, you might have saw the commercial that we have for that Grease and Gears TV. Any of the stuff that you want to publicize for people to be able to watch on television, we'd be more than happy, even if it's stuff that you already have, you know, older stuff from you that you have on your old, you know, your channel already that's been up. I would love for more people to know about what you're doing.
Yeah, anytime, you know, come out and hang out with us. Hey, I did see a guy on this forum thing post up. He's got a Vespa, and you posted that picture of the Vespa. Great story on that Vespa is I rode that Vespa through Vietnam, and that's on a Vietnam trip. And coldest ride I ever did was in Vietnam. I couldn't believe it.
Really?
And it was freezing, absolutely freezing. I'm like, I never saw this in a Rambo movie. And I'm not a Vietnam kid, but it was freezing. So that picture right there is the best picture you're going to see of that Vespa, because right after that I was driving it and I launched it and I hucked it. I was like, I cannot do a ride on road, so all the way. So I hopped on a dirt trail and I jumped that thing and I ripped the entire back end of that thing off. And the guy who owned it down in Ho Chi Minh, I just put it in the back of a truck and sent it to him. And I said, keep the deposit. I totaled his Vespa, but it was pretty fun.
So we have another question in from Big Matt. With all the amazing events, how do you prioritize? How do you even look at a calendar year and set up, like, you know, okay, these are the things I have to go to. These are things I want to go to, and this is maybe.
I want to go to it all, man. Yeah. I want to go to everything. So, like, you know, we start this year in a couple weeks. You know, after my ride, I'll go down. I'm going to ride to Panama. That'll take about 2.5, 3 weeks. Then I'll fly home and I go straight to El Cajon, Harley Davidson, and we'll do a meetup at El Cajon. And then from there, we'll go to Bartell's Harley Davidson in Santa Monica or Marina del Rey. And we have a big meetup there for motorcycles and coffee. And then we'll go to Chopper Fest. And then from Chopper Fest, basically, we'll start migrating back east for Daytona and all that. But I like being at everything, man. I want to be at as many events as I can. I don't mind being a road warrior. I don't mind going out and, hucking coffee to people and shooting the shit. And as long as there's loud music and there's good times and there's a lot of bikes, I'll go anywhere, man. I love this shit. So, I don't know. Anywhere. My rides are my rides. I just was thinking about, you asked me where the best coffee was, and I still love Vietnamese coffee. It's the best. Cambodian coffee is the best. Most expensive coffee in the world comes from Thailand, but that doesn't mean it's the best. But I love that. I love the coffee thing. So I don't know how you prioritize. I just kind of go, man. I just go with it. It's a normal route.
That's even better. That's even better.
So, Chris, you remember like the IMS shows, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know how those donkeys destroyed that whole thing. I don't know how you destroy 50 years of solid great shit and just ruin it.
Right.
But they did successfully.
Oh, they did.
And I miss those.
Me too.
Yep. We used to build our whole schedule off those things, and now that it's gone, I'm like, I basically start my year. A lot of guys will start their year at Daytona, but I really like to start up at Americade in upstate New York. I love that rally. I love that event. I love going over to Laconia. That's where I begin everything. It's basically on the East Coast back there.
So, couple more questions. Heather wants to know, are the kids homeschooled so that they can travel? And Becky says, she travels a lot of time with jobs and everything for ABATE and MRF. Do you get homesick?
Do I get homesick?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Never.
I know there's sometimes.
I hate my house.
What's that?
I hate my house. Yeah. I hate my house. My house is a personal prison, and it's an economic prison to me. The only reason I have it is just a place to sleep when I have somewhere to keep my stuff, But reality is, I view the house as an economic prison. It's not a place I want to be ever. I prefer to be on the road 24 hours a day. I've grown up that way. I met my wife. When I met my wife, Nora, which she should be sitting here talking as well, I met her in Mexico City on my birthday when I was bicycling most of the world. And I met her down there, and then I left the place we were at. My buddy was like, I'm like, man, I'm going to marry her. And he's like, you're never going to see that chick again. You're going to get to Europe. You're going to fuck all kinds of girls, and you're going to have a blast. And he's like, I'm like, no, I'm going to marry her. And everywhere I would stop, man, I'd send her a postcard and stuff. And then when I got done riding the bicycle all through Europe, Eastern Europe, I came home and I drove straight to Mexico, knocked on her door, and I've never been apart. It's been 28 years.
Cool.
Hey, I don't know where you end up in the beginning of September, but everybody here that's, our SmokeOut fans, if you do end up anywhere near Salisbury, North Carolina, we'll absolutely have a place to set up for you to talk to people. We'll get you room and everything to come and hang out with us at SmokeOut. So that's just an
awesome
invitation. I mean, it's open if you end up there.
Yeah, it'd be spectacular. I mean, thank you so much. That's too gracious, But yeah, if I can make that, I would love to make it. It's just up to where I'm at in the world riding the bike after Sturgis, and September's not a lot going on for me. It used to be. We used to have Reno. We used to have Sand Sports. We used to have a lot of good events, and now that September area, that opens up, especially East Coast. Being in Arizona, I hope you understand. It's a long way. But if I have everything there, absolutely, I'll be there. I'll actually talk to my wife this evening about it, and we'll figure out how to make that happen. Because I would love to be more part of your community, Chris. Congratulations on being in the Motorcycle Hall of Fame.
Oh, thank you.
Fuck yeah, man. Fuck yeah.
But see, man, like I've said to people before, how I was a little trepidatious about the fact that I got into that, because how do I sit next to a guy like you? Like, I told them when they first told me that, I'm like, there's so many other people that deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Like,
many sets so many different directions on. I mean, keep in mind he's world traveled, he's
Oh,
world
my God.
experienced, and like the story's absolutely awesome. But it takes a guy like you to put his story in the position for the people to see.
We
it
we need to make sure
Oh,
your name's on that list too.
Oh, in the long run,
Yep.
I totally agree. But don't cut yourself short. But
I am
think,
proud of it.
Yeah, I think the
I am.
opportunity is fantastic for you to take some of his stuff and. Man, your story's awesome for it not to be on a channel,
Unbelievable.
on film, in a book would be holding it from the world to see. I mean, you'd inspire a ton of people.
You need to do a book. You
Most
absolutely
definitely.
need to do a book.
Well, you need a segment on Greasy Gears TV is what you need. That's what you need.
Well, if you guys ever want to come hang out with me and ride or something, Chris, if you guys ever want to cruise with me, just message me and Motorcycles and Coffee. I'm up for a ride, and it doesn't have to. It can be Harley, it can be dirt, it can be. I don't give a damn, man. I'll ride anything. I'm not one of those guys who's all pretentious about the kind of bike I ride. I'll ride with anyone, anywhere, and I love it. And if you just want to go cruise, let me know. I'd love to.
One of the things I keep telling Heather that I want to do with her, I've done a bunch of rides before that I want to do with Heather again. Like I want to take her on the entire Alaskan highway. But one of the big ones is, and it's something we could do together, is that Great River Road run. And just start at the top of the Great River and follow it the whole way down into New Orleans.
That'd be awesome, huh?
Yeah.
I'll do any rides.
That'd be awesome. I'm down. If I can get a bike there, you tell me what kind of bike you want to ride. I'll figure it out somehow. I'm not the best rider. I suck at riding, but I still go. I'll fall down.
Apparently, pretty good. You've been all over the world.
Andy survived getting hit by a truck in India, for Christ's sake.
I've been hit by trucks. I've been hit by cars. I've broken every bone on the right-hand side of my body. I recently, there was a picture you posted up there of a bike with a dirt bike on a trail there, and that was a route I did from the border of Mexico to Vegas, and it was like 600 miles of dirt with about 40 miles of concrete.
Jesus.
And I ripped the shit out of my knee on that ride. It was if you guys want to hear it, it's a great story.
Yeah.
So I'm riding along the border of Mexico down by Yuma on the eastern side coming into Welton, and we're flying, and my buddy gets in front. It's just me and my buddy, and we're on the border, and he jumps in front of me, and he's kicking roosts, and I'm on this big XR 650L. If you guys don't know, I'm 5'6", weighing in at $140, $150, man. So riding these big XR 650s, big bikes, is what I've kind of grown up doing. So I can do it, but I was also carrying his gas, my gas, and all the bags because he was on a KTM 300, which is basically a glorified mountain bike, right? And he gets in front of me throwing dirt, and I try to get out from behind him. I caught silt, and I just go over the bars. And I could hear through my helmet, my earbuds, over the motor, I could hear a pop. I'm like, oh, that wasn't good. And next thing I know, I'm laying face down in the dirt, and I'm going to get up, and there's 3 Ford Raptors behind me with their lights on, sirens. And they're like, lay down, don't get up. We're calling an air evac right now. And I'm like, the hell are you people, man? I mean, I'm in the middle of nowhere along the border. And I go, no, I can do it. I can get up. And he's like, and I fall down. And I just lift my bike up. And he couldn't get the bike up because it's so heavy, right? And my knee's just completely like the size of a basketball. And I'm like, don't worry about it, man. I'll do it. And I got the bike up. And I'm like, I'll just get on it. He's like, I'm like, what are you guys doing? And he goes, it's 11:30 at night, and we got 2 guys on dirt bikes riding along the border. We chased you down to find out what the fuck you're doing. So needless to say, I rode the bike out. I shouldn't have because my knee was so messed up. But man, that was an awesome. It was worth every story. It was worth it.
Absolutely. So listen, I'm going to tell all you guys watching, all the guys and girls watching, there are people, 2 types of people in the world, people who talk about doing shit and people who do it. This cat right here is doing enough for 3 or 4 of us extra. Make sure you get out and support him. Go over to motorcyclesandcoffee.com, hit him up on his Instagram page. Heather's going to throw all these links up. Give him a follow there.
Yeah, dude, he's done so much shit. I'm not even going to work tomorrow.
You were just looking for an excuse, goddammit. But absolutely, get over to motorcyclesandcoffee.com, buy some merchandise. This cat is out there living it for you, me, and getting an extra dose for all of us. So we appreciate it, man. What a great story.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. You guys, nobody has to buy shit from me. It's all right.
No, listen.
We have to pay for your travel so you can come back.
I came in here to have a conversation with a man who's a motorcycle Hall of Famer that's fucking cool.
But
honestly, you guys have been around forever, and Heather, you know my wife, you know Nora pretty well. I think you guys, you know her well, and so it was very polite of you and very kind of you to let us be here, and I appreciate it.
No, buddy, listen, seriously, I wanna do way more with you. I wanna tell more of your story. I wanna share more of your stuff because this was a real treat for us. Thank you so much.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions or anything, message me at Motorcycles and Coffee or whatever, and we're at Champa, SCHAMPA.com, and watch for us down the road, and I hope to see everybody rubberside down, huh?
All right, man. Well, you take it easy. You be safe on your trip, and check in with us. Send us a little message here and there. We'll tell everybody that's watching where you're at and what you're up to.
Oh, yeah.
Kick ass, man. You guys have a great night, all right?
You too,
and stay
buddy.
warm.
Yeah, right.
All right, buddy. Thanks.
Okay, thanks.
Okay,
all right.
So there's no way in hell that you would take any of those trips without me. I'm just saying, you cannot do all of. I would never let you do all that cool stuff without me.
See, there's probably a reason though. Like, you know, if something would happen, there would be.
Our kids are grown and gone.
I know.
And on top of that
fact,
I'm going to bet 50% of that you'd have to be a rider yourself. Not
I would. Oh yeah, and I would figure. I would figure it out because you are not going all those amazing places without me.
What a beautiful, beautiful life though.
Dude,
what a fantastic story.
Now I know why he didn't want to fill out the damn
I
questionnaire.
know.
He was
I know.
like,
that's crazy.
You got a couple days.
All right, hey man. So listen, you guys are watching Shop Talk here in the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio, and we are getting ready to announce the 12 finalists in the garage build, but we're going to take a look real quick at this quick event report from Donnie Smith last year, because we're all getting ready for Donnie Smith this year. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Shop Talk.
On Location is brought to you by Clockwork. It's your ride, you decide.
All right, man. This is Crystal Cycle Source Magazine. First day of the Donnie Smith Winter National. Here we are. This is it. If you didn't make it to Daytona, it all starts right here. The riding season kicks off. Swap meet is already going strong. That's where all my boys are. I'm up here putting work in, doing Grease and Gears TV. They're getting the best shit off the show floor already. But super stoked to be here. There it is. There's our official character this year. We got the booth set up. You are welcome to come down and get an official poster. We got new stickers and everything, so come check that out. But let's go for a second and see some of the activity here because it's starting to heat up.
Look, hey, we are here.
So see, that's what I mean. Where else do you get to see some of the absolute legends of this industry? Donnie Smith is here. John Kozlowski from House of Color. Dave Pirowitz in the house.
My name is John Summers, and I'm from Minneapolis, South Minneapolis. I have a shop. Well, this bike I built back like 40 years ago. I did it in 82 and 83 just as a novelty like it is here. And I won a trip to Germany, went to Essen, Germany. This is how it was done back in the 80s. This is what you call a digger.
Okay, so this is a new feature this year that Dennis Kirk has brought to the Donnie Smith Show. This is the upstairs garage build lounge. Just a nice place for everybody to hang out. They let me put my pan head up here, so Thanks for that. The real story, though, is downstairs. We have 8 or so of the garage builders from the local region that are here displaying their motorcycles as guests of Dennis Kirk. All of you guys had an opportunity to do this, so if you missed out on that, shame on you. Next stop for garage build, I think, is Sturgis. So 2 shows a year they do with Daytona and Sturgis to celebrate the garage culture. But the bikes downstairs, absolutely killer, man. Something about this area. The motorcycles, the custom bikes that come out of this area are great. We're going to interview those guys and bring you some of that later on here. On the show floor at Donnie Smith, and man, how often are you happy to see 2 of your old teachers? Well, they weren't my teachers, but they're 2 old teachers. Wrapping up at another successful Donnie Smith Winter Nationals, 34th annual. Like always, everything we expect to find in this part of the country. Incredible bikes, great people. We had a killer time, celebrated Donnie's birthday again, and we're rolling on to the next town. So check us out. Cycle Source, next stop, AZ. Here we come, Arizona, for the Chopper Friends Throwdown.
Everything we do at the track shapes what we build for the street and the dirt.
You can see how bad these guys want it. A race to the line.
For us, racing is not for the trophies or the glory. We compete because it makes everything we do faster, more durable, and tested to a higher standard. For S&S, racing is the ultimate in proven performance, and we've been proving it since 1958.
I'm Nick Trask Performance, and you're watching Shop Talk.
Whether riding takes you from A to B or just lets you escape, there's a flow to the road you share, so go with it. Eyes open, and always have the Law Tigers by your side. If you've been injured in a motorcycle accident, visit us at lawtigers.com. Law Tigers, America's motorcycle lawyers.
All right, so welcome back to the Dennis Kirk studio. I don't know if you noticed, but at the end of that video, and if you've been watching our videos lately, they all say, see the whole video on Greasing Gears TV. This is a shameless plug because over at Greasing Gears TV, you can see that Donnie Smith event coverage is actually a 20-minute long video. We get into some great long-form interviews with people on the floor. There's tons and tons and tons of content. A lot of long-form stuff, a lot of, great access that we get behind the scenes with guys like Keith Ball and Cabana Dan. We were with Tom Banks and Competition Distributing. Lots of great stuff, though. You definitely want to check it out. Hit it up at greaseandgearstv.com, and then you will get the information on how to get the app. You can watch it on your iPad, your phone, or on Roku right through your television. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Grease and Gears is rolling on, huh?
It's rolling. Are you going to let these poor people off the hook? I think Jason Hallman might lose his bloody mind.
It's time. Do we have a drum roll? That's not really a drum roll. It's time, Jason.
How do you not have a drum roll?
I don't have because I'm not a drummer. I'm a bass player.
You need to pull the drum roll out of National Lampoon.
Yeah.
The top 12 from the garage build. Now, this was, if you guys aren't familiar with this, there used to be a thing at SmokeOut called the Amateur Chop Off. We decided that we wanted to bring this back, and it was not really going to be the same, but in the same spirit. So we asked anybody, say, hey, who really wants to do this? Who wants to bring a bike, build a bike, and come there and, see what you get? 52 people signed up. 52 people. So we were like, okay, so we originally wanted to have 12 people, narrow that down from the semifinals to 6 finalists, have an overall winner that was the Garage Builder of the Year. We started off with 52, got down to the 24, and over the Christmas...
After 100 hours of you, Matt, and I sitting there going through them.
So Aaron Reese says, so are the Vikla style bikes. There's every different kind of style of bike. And these 52 builders, they've built everything on every different platform, every different brand. The deal is, over the Christmas and New Year break, we let you guys vote on the 24 builders that have put the flag down and said, yes, we will build. And tonight we're going to give you, one at a time, the actual results.
How glad are you that you didn't have to whittle down?
Immensely. Immensely, because...
We left it to the public because it would not happen.
That's not my way, baby. That's not my way, baby. All right, so number 12 position, and these are in no specific order, not alphabetic or anything else. And the numbers on them
are not, don't mean jack.
So, number 12. First one that we're announcing. You ready? Professional Monkey in at number 12.
He's in. That means he needs to get it together.
So what should I do? I don't have a drum roll. Should I do I'll do the Twinkle Star for the next one, 11. Shelton Einerwald,
right on.
Mitchell, South Dakota. And you see the logos there, Dennis Kirk and Lowbrow. They have volunteered to sponsor this with a little care package for the builders as you guys get started. But we need to know, right off the bat, I have to tell you this. If your name gets called here tonight, we need to know 100% that you're building a bike, because we're going to keep a list of like 4 or 5 guys that are right behind you that if you want to tap out.
If you need to tap out, we're going to fill your spot,
We need to know tonight, though. Okay, coming in at number 10, John Norman, Lakeland, Florida. That's actually the bike he's already on the way to building, so I think he was coming to SmokeOut either way.
I hope all these guys show up to SmokeOut anyway. That would be so awesome.
Number 9, Josh DiBenedetto, Easley, South Carolina.
Very nice.
Number 11, you want to say this one?
Sure.
Or, I'm sorry, number 8.
Jordan Hamilton, Oceanside, California.
All the way from California.
Right on.
Number 7. Oh, we have his face covered in the artwork. Who did that?
You did. Poor bitch. Gregory. I am so sorry. I will redo that and send it to you.
Gregory Gibb.
Oh.
Ellington, Connecticut.
For itself.
Jeez, Chris. Number 6, Put Putt Yuana, Winston-Salem.
Yes, very cool. He was on. He was watching earlier. He did say he is actually from Indonesia.
Dude, I don't care where he's from. He has some of the most bitchin' shovel heads and knuckles. Yeah. I'm so glad. I'm so glad he's in this, because that's my jam. You're rocking it like I would, baby.
I think Professional Monkey's having an anxiety attack right now.
We're gonna talk about that in a minute.
Are you kidding me?
Number 4. Josh Collins, Defiance, Ohio.
Very nice.
You want to do the next one?
Sure.
Number 3.
Jason Hetfield from Holt,
Michigan.
Michigan. I'm like, wait a minute, which one's MI? Which one's MN?
Jesus, Heather. See, someone said earlier you shouldn't have. You picked a hell of a night to get baked.
Maybe that would help if I did that.
Number 2, James Olaf, Panama City Beach, Florida.
Yes, very nice.
Look at our daughter standing there with that glowing pink head.
I know, right? So good.
Number 1, Cameron Zimmerman, and there are your top 12 builders for this year's SmokeOut Garage Build, sponsored by Dennis Kirk. Now Lowbrow has joined in. If you have a parts company and would like to donate, or a fluids company or a tire company, we're looking for people. This is what we're looking for. We're not looking for anything for us. Anything for, you know, the show, for SmokeOut, anything.
Just give the builders
we need 12 things, one thing for each builder. So if you have fenders in your company, one fender for each builder. If you do gas tanks, one gas tank for each builder. Pair of tires for each builder. We're looking for sponsors
you may have that
to help these guys. Yeah, because they're garage builders. You know what I mean? Everybody in this crowd has a day job and everything else. So Josh DiBenedetto said, I am 1,000,000% going to be building one. No questions about it. He's pumped. Professional Monkey, freaking amazing. There are going to be some amazing bikes.
There are. And, you know, I love that if you go back and, like, we've left all 24 builders up on the website because obviously we couldn't change it yet, but we will. Everybody builds different things. And a lot of the guys have built across the genres of motorcycles, and I think that's really cool because you don't know what anybody's going to be bringing.
You excited, Mark?
Oh yeah,
Justin Lovingood. I'm building regardless.
Just sitting here
and we'll
thinking to
be
myself,
That's
I wish
awesome.
they'd all come. I wish
Hey,
they'd all show up.
Listen, in the spirit of that,
Jay
how about
Wright,
this?
yeah.
All 24 guys that were in this thing up until tonight. If you didn't make this list, we're going to make sure that you get a pair of tickets and camping for SmokeOut. So we'll get in touch with you. Everybody that took the time to do this with us, we'll make sure you have tickets to SmokeOut, 2 tickets and camping for the weekend.
Build a bike and bring it anything.
Yes,
2 tickets to Paradise.
Still bring it. There's 4 different shows that go on in SmokeOut. So let's get it.
Nice. I'm excited.
Carrie says she's coming this year.
Everybody needs to. I want progress pictures.
Oh, we're gonna do all kind of stuff.
Everybody's building.
Yep.
So exciting.
Oh, right on. Everybody's stoked, man. I'm so glad. We were nervous as hell that there was going to be death threats and.
I know. Well, hey, and this is the
that'll
deal.
come later.
Again, I'm so thankful we left it to public opinion because we had nothing to do with it.
I think that's the cool part too, because it's those people that are going to come look at them and check them out, and little bit more get the people involved. That'll bring them to the show. Be a little proud, coming here and voting on them while they're there.
Super rad.
Well, and here's how it's going to work from here. So from now until SmokeOut, we're going to follow the progress of all these guys. So all 12, we'll be looking for regular updates. We'll put it out on our social. We're going to want to try to make videos with you guys and bring it out here on Shop Talk. But when we all get there, there's going to be a building, the whole space is dedicated to you guys. We're going to make a nice display. We're going to have the builders from the Legacy Invitational are going to be 40% of the vote. We're going to have members of the trade come in for 40% of the vote. That means welders, sheet metal fabricators, body men,
Dave
painters.
Harowitz is going to be looking at your paint.
And then the last 20% is going to be everybody that comes into SmokeOut will get 1 ticket. They'll have 1 ticket to vote. So 40-40-20 system that we have.
Nice.
From that point, Friday night, we're going to pull the 6 finalists forward in that group, and it's going to be down to you 6 guys. And then on Sunday or Saturday night at the end of the event, we're going to announce the garage build off winner. So,
Chloe Morris, this has been highly unprofessional. You've obviously never watched the show before. Just saying.
And this has been a pretty professional one, so welcome to the fucking show.
Just in love and good. I was thinking it would be pretty awesome to get everybody together for a meet and greet. I think we could absolutely do that. We will absolutely have a meet and greet put together for all the builders. That's easy peasy.
I'm interested to know which part was unprofessional because I want to do more of that.
Push a little further on that. That'd be great.
Salty Badger. Oh, raisin pie for Salty Badger.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, so good.
What the hell, Chloe?
Yeah.
What the hell, Chloe? God. All right, Heather, what do you think? You got a
we
15
were 15
minutes late.
Well, unfortunately, there are technical difficulties that are sometimes beyond our control.
In just 15 minutes. Sweet Jesus.
Sorry, Charlie.
There's times we showed up the entire wrong weekend for an event.
It's Cycle Source time. Everything is
yes, sir.
Of course, Mark was doing a lot of drugs back then.
Yeah, and I was driving most of the time, so sometimes we went to events that weren't even in the right state. So.
Hey guys, I'm super excited, but don't worry.
Says
that's not me in the picture.
Why would you send us
shit.
Oh, jeepers creepers. Could you send us a picture of you?
Hey, maybe Chloe was right.
Yeah, jeez. I need to get more opinions from her.
She's mad because it took weeks to get a magazine.
Oh.
Weeks?
Hey, listen.
It takes months to print them.
And yeah, we do one pretty regular, and no one's more surprised than me when there's a new one out. So
yeah.
All right, here we go. We're going to do events with Heather.
Brought to you by the Bikers Info app, the Everything Bikers app, all in one place.
Son of a
you need,
bitch.
And it's free.
Oh, man.
All right, Heather. Events. Here we go.
Oh, they're not in order. Well, this is going to be unprofessional because they're not in order. But anyway, Chopper Time, greatest chopper show on earth to benefit the Veteran Support Fund held at the legendary Willie's Tropical Tattoo Chopper Time. Son of a bitch, that's got the wrong date on it.
You said
real
actually
unprofessional.
Wow.
Sweet Jesus.
Yeah, October. That's not the right one.
Where the hell did that come from?
That's not right. That's not right.
Well, it's Thursday during bike week.
What the hell is going on here?
That is not the folder that I made.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Wow.
No, that's the folder.
Wow.
That's the
but
folder.
no, I made a new folder.
I'm just telling you, like when you go to the folder, it says that's the folder.
Oh,
so
jeez.
Here,
It was a thought to kind of.
Let's start that over. And now, Heather with the events.
Aw. Son of a biscuit eater. Donnie Smith Show at the St. Paul River Center, March 23rd through 24th, 2024. It's a great event to good cabin fever reliever. Like, it comes at the right time of year.
Cabin fever reliever. Say that 3 times real quick.
What?
I can't. I'm glad. I'm lucky I said it once.
What the hell?
This one's the right one. March 7th, 11 to 4, Tropical Tattoo Chopper Time at Willie's Tropical Tattoo in Ormond Beach, Florida. Greatest chopper show on earth. Cycle Source Custom Bike Show, Tuesday, March 5th at the Broken Spoke Saloon. We've done this a bazillion times. It's always one of my favorite days of the week. Great show, classes in 20 awards in 28 classes. Best of Show gets a feature in Cycle Source magazine, and
nice
it doesn't
big
cost
trophy.
you anything to enter. Chopper Fest, Ventura, California, February 11th, 2024. Obviously, that reschedule last year worked really well for them because they kept that February date. So,
booyah!
Super happy about that. Cycle Showcase, February 10th and 11th.
See, now Mark's excited.
Yeah.
Mark, are you going to go?
I'd really like to go.
You really should go.
I'm fighting it at this point. I'd be bummed to miss it for, to support Randy because he's...
Because Randy's awesome.
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, otherwise than Chopper Time, of course, Randy's so unique. The bikes.
Yep.
If you've never been there, go. Go support him. Go check out what he has going on. It's well worth it.
Like, he purposely looks for some of the most unique pieces that you can find that are still running functional, rideable motorcycles.
Radar says you're fun when you're baked.
I've never been freaking baked in my life. Y'all just shut your mouth.
Well, you're just covering up for because your mom's watching.
Oh, whatever. This is a really great one. Collins Memorial Ride. Our dear friend Mike Woodyshek and his beautiful wife unfortunately lost their son a few years ago, and they host a benefit ride for the Palm Beach School of Autism and the I can't read the hospital name anymore. I'm sorry. The pediatric oncology support team. If you're in Florida and can participate, any support is greatly appreciated. BeCollinStrong.com.
Right on. And with that, you successfully made it through the news, or through the events, or through the news. We made it through the news too.
Yeah.
We got a pond and a pool.
And a pond,
Pond's
and a pool.
probably
Log.
good for you.
Log.
Would you like that?
Spalding.
Oh, goodness gracious, great gobs of gobbledygook.
Bagger Batter said, love to meet you, Mark. So go to St. Louis.
Well, I'm going to give it a shot. We'll see what happens.
All right, well, listen, in spite of our lack of professionalism here,
I know. I failed.
how about a Fresca?
Oh,
shit. It's been a hell of a show. Fantastic story, huh?
Yeah.
How great.
Oh, my gosh.
How great is that?
Right?
That was
shocking. Yeah.
And a surprise too. I mean, we met the cat, and like I said, pre-show tonight, I was like, is this the same guy from Champa? And like we started looking through his pictures and stuff, and we met him in Arizona. He was a great conversation. He was interesting, but we never got into any of this backstory. Jesus.
When he started talking, I was like, and you couldn't have told me any of this before?
Did this guy call the wrong number?
Damn.
Bill Stevens said that this is the most professional show we've done all year. That means last week's show sucked ass.
Good possibility. I'd love to meet. I want to hang out with this Chloe for 5 minutes.
Yeah, right.
Let's get together.
Chloe,
have her get with me.
Free tickets for you for SmokeOut.
Yeah. Get a hold of me.
Aaron Reese says definitely check out the Four Corners Rally. Absolutely, friends of ours that run that. It sounds like a blast.
Maybe
a lot
we
of our
could skip
friends are going
SmokeOut
there.
and go to Four Corners.
Yeah, okay.
What's wrong with you? Who brought the blonde girl?
Who dropped the
I
blonde
was
girl?
just saying. I mean, I should be able to go to some rally.
All right. Well, listen, man. The clock on the wall says get the hell out of the studio. The people from Dennis Kirk are going to know that we're in here, and they're going to want to throw us the hell out. So until next week, please go do something with your motorcycle. Get ready, because the year is coming like a runaway train, man. We are going to be in Daytona in short time, and right after that, it's going to fire through the pages like we're coming out of a cannon. So get your bike ready, man. And you builders, get in the garage right now. Monkey.
Do something.
Monkey, you
lead that concert.
Hey, Monkey's at a concert tonight.
He
He's
better-
going to MVP next
he
weekend.
he better take his ass home.
When are you going to finish this?
He better take his ass home and get in the garage.
You got shit to do. He better get professional, goddammit.
All right. Well, listen. Until next week, Sundays 9 p.m. we go live with Shop Talk here. Until then, you can check out all of our shows in perpetuity on Grease and Gears
That's
TV.
a big word for you.
It was. I learned it from Jason Hallman. He's broadened my horizons, expanded my vocabulary.
That's scary.
And taken me down a dark, dark place.
Yes, Becky, I agree. Adulting is stupid.
So until next week, when we can come back and cobble together another 90 to 120 minutes of all the two-wheel bullshit we can fit, you guys take care of yourself. Be nice to each other. We'll be back same chopper time.
Same chopper channel.
Stay professional, Felicia.
How you like that new music?
Oh, it's wonderful.
Isn't it?